In this video, I'm going to show you the smartest way to make $10,000 per month part-time. I know you've seen a lot of videos like this on YouTube. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But in this video, I really aim to teach you a high leverage way to do it using as few hours in the week as possible. And the reason I know this works and I feel confident teaching it is because this is what I have done. So I started my business while I was finishing up my PhD. I was a full-time student at the time and I was doing my business part-time, and I made 11,200 in my very first 21 days, selling only 3 very happy clients on a product that I had made at the time that helps business owners scale their business. And the reason I was confident at the time when I started my business is I hired a coach. I hired a guy, a millionaire. His name was William Brown, and I paid him $20,000 over the course of 3 months to teach me everything he knew about business. And I learned a lot of things from him, including how to build your offer, how to build your landing page, how to build a marketing plan that works, how to make ads that convert, how to sell something. And I plan on sharing it in this video, so if you watch this till the end, it will be as if you have paid the $20,000 and learned everything yourself. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ali Al-Karaguli. I am a systems engineer at the NASA Jet Propulsion Lab, so I do that as my full-time job, but I also have a side business, which is my part-time business, Next Level Systems. It's my passion project, which is a company that helps entrepreneurs grow their businesses while working fewer hours. So I practice what I preach. I'm basically obsessed with growing a business while working as few hours as possible. But anyway, enough talking about me. I made this video for you, so let's go ahead and check it out. So there are going to be 5 steps that I'm going to be walking you through, basically from starting from zero all the way to $10,000 in your very first month. And actually, step 1 is going to be the absolutely most important, most crucial step. Basically, without step 1, everything else is going to fall apart. Now, the business model involved here is going to be selling information in the form of either a course or a coaching program or like a group or a mastermind of some sort. And the reason for that is this is the highest leverage business you can build possible, because it's essentially a service or a digital product. So you're not like physically building anything. You don't need to go hire anyone to build a product. You don't need to ship it. You don't need to deliver or fulfill it in the physical sense. And at the same time, the paradox is that the most valuable thing is information. Very often the most valuable thing to someone is showing them a roadmap on how to do it and providing maybe coaching or services on like holding their hand and guiding them through it. So the first step is you want to form your offer around what it is that you are going to sell. And the offer is basically your value prop to the marketplace. The offer is me coming to you and saying, hey, I have this thing, you should get it. It's gonna add this value to you. It's solving a problem for you. So all an offer is a solution to a problem. So you first want to find a problem that you're passionate about or something that you're interested or curious about, and then you want to see what solutions exist for it. If there's no solution, then you instantly hit a home run. You go ahead and build that solution, again, in the form of information, a course, product, coaching. I'll talk a bit later about the different models and more specifically. But more importantly, what you want to do is you want to find a problem you want to solve. This is basically business in a nutshell. Business is about solving problems. If you do not like solving problems, or if you're not curious about solving a particular problem that you're passionate about, and it could be a relationship problem, a business problem, an academic problem, career problem, it could be a health problem. There's all types of businesses, especially information related businesses or coaching or courses around all sorts of different problems, and the offers really vary dramatically. But my advice for you on how to pick an offer for yourself is to use your heart. Not only your mind. And what I mean by that is very often you'll see videos on YouTube of people who are like, oh, this niche is very hot right now, you should jump on it. Or, oh, you should start a marketing agency because that's like what makes you money now. Or, oh no, you should have an e-commerce store because e-commerce, Amazon's taking off, and Shopify this, Shopify that. And I think all that is a bunch of bullshit, because if you're not genuinely passionate about the thing that you're selling or that you're providing to the marketplace, you're gonna suck, and you're not gonna be as good. And because you're not curious about it, you're not interested in it, you're not gonna be innovating, you're not gonna be going the extra mile. So ideally, you want to find something that you're genuinely interested in. So I'll tell you a story. When I started my offer was very simple. It said double your monthly revenue in 4 to 6 weeks using 3 frameworks I learned at SpaceX. And the 3 frameworks I learned at SpaceX is where the heart thing came from. Is because I was interviewed by SpaceX. I was thinking about working there. They actually had reached out to me to see if we were a good fit. I ended up not working there. Now I work at NASA, and I like my job here a lot more. But while I was inside SpaceX, my mind was blown, because what I saw inside there was how very productive, everybody there was very, very productive, very passionate, very mission driven. And I saw that SpaceX as a business was just something that was very, very prosperous and cool. And it was growing very, very fast. And everybody there was motivated. And then I would turn around and see other businesses, and the other businesses I would see, whether it was small businesses, online entrepreneurs, they were kind of, people were depressed, they were sluggish, they were not doing the work, they were not doing things fast enough. And I couldn't help but wonder, why is there such a big gap in this business that was very thriving and people there seemed very engaged and involved, while there are other businesses that everyone kind of seemed drained. And then I immediately got the idea where, whoa, this could be my offer, this could be my value to the marketplace, is I could take what I learned from engineering companies such as SpaceX, such as Amazon, such as NASA, how they get their engineers to be very, very productive, very motivated, very excited all the time. And if I take those frameworks and extract them and teach them to business owners, well, bam, that's my offer. And that's exactly what happened. So I basically built my offer around, I would partner with business owners, and I would basically, my offer would be, hey, I'm gonna double your revenue in 4 weeks. And most people would say, you are crazy. There's no such thing. How are you gonna double? I've been stuck for 6 months trying to grow my business, and you're gonna come and tell me you're gonna do it for 4 weeks? And I would say, yes, I am, because I'm an outsider, I'm an engineer, and I will build the systems and processes to help you do it. And I did it for my very first client, Elijah. I did it for my very second client, Vaughn, and I did it for my very third client, Corey. And they were all 3 very, very happy clients. Basically, my very first client, I only charged $300 as a proof of concept to see it worked. It worked, and he went from 9K to 17K in only 3.5 weeks. And that's when I was like, holy shit, this stuff works. And then my second client, Vaughn, I sold a bit higher. It was around 3.8K. Again, full cash. And he was very happy with the results as well. And then my third client, his name was Corey. I charged him 6.8K for an 8-week program. We decided to extend it a bit longer, so I charged a bit more. And he was my happiest client. He was the one that paid the most, and we did amazing work together. We built systems for him. We helped him have great process, and he was very, very happy. And this is the only reason my offer worked, is because it came from here. It came from the heart. It was something I was genuinely passionate about. I really loved systems. I loved processes. I could sit down all day and nerd about how to tweak and optimize things and to make things efficient, and how to find the 80-20 in something and just make it amazing. And that really was the secret to my success, is that I nailed the offer part. And if there's one takeaway I want you to have in this video, at least so far, I'm going to talk a bit later about more specific things like marketing, sales, things of that nature, is you want to nail your offer. The offer is king. The offer is 99.9% of the business. Because if you're solving the wrong problem for the wrong avatar, you lost from the beginning. You want to find an interesting problem to solve for someone you care about. In my case, I love entrepreneurs. I want to honor entrepreneurs. I want to help entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs are the change makers and the visionaries of the world. And so I already picked an avatar that I like. I liked entrepreneurs because they're very growth oriented and they're like me. I'm very entrepreneurial myself. And ideally, the avatar you pick is, if you pick, like, one thing I learned is one really cool way to start in business is to solve your own problem and then sell the solution. So in my case, I'm a very entrepreneurial person. I want to help other entrepreneurs. So anything I'm going to obsess about improving in myself, I can then go and teach others. That's the avatar. And then I nailed the offer, and that the problem I was solving was, I hate inefficiency, and I hate this mess and disorganized businesses. And when maybe it's a very OCD quality in me, when I see a business that is like not efficient, disorganized, does not have systems in place, like, it just makes my blood boil. And I just want to like be there and be like, no, let's build the system here. Let's make this process efficient. Let's automate this. You should not be working 80 hours. You should be working like 10 hours, because all this stuff can have systems in place. So this basically takes part of step 1, which is the offer. And again, the offer is a solution that you want to solve for someone, and you want to pick the avatar that you like, and you want to solve a problem that you're interested about. Now, once you have formed your offer, and again, offers could be like, I don't know, lose weight in 4 weeks using this new XYZ formula, or double your revenue in 4 weeks or in 6 weeks using some type of differentiator. In my case, things I learned at SpaceX or things I learned at NASA. I actually launched a low ticket, a small course recently, and my offer said, double your productivity using ADHD system, invented by a NASA engineer, and that's because I'm a NASA engineer. I have ADHD, and I invented a system that basically helps you manage your ADHD without needing to use Adderall, without needing to be on medication or anything of that nature. So that becomes my offer. So again, the offer is I help X achieve Y using Z differentiator. That's really, I'm gonna put a document below on offers. But anyway, let's move on from offers. So once you carve out your offer, you figure out what problem you want to solve for who. The next step is you want to have people find out what it is. And the way you do that is you market, and the way you market is you advertise, and the way you advertise is you make known. There is high leverage advertising and there is low leverage advertising. I'm a part-time guy. I like to work fewer hours. I like to do things very efficiently. I hate low leverage activities. I do not like cold calling. I'd rather die than do cold calls. If you're like just starting out, you don't know how to make content, you don't know how to advertise, you don't know how to do anything, and all you have is a list of people you have to call, fine, I'd bite the bullet, I'd go ahead and do it. But I would, this is advice I would not follow, because I really believe that you want to have as high leverage as possible. And there's two high leverage forms of advertising. One is free and one costs money. The free one is YouTube organic, or any type of organic content. And it could be TikTok, could be Instagram. And that is literally just you posting valuable content, and you're relying on social media algorithms to push it out there. And then you can have a call to action at the end of the video around your offer. So you basically have your offer on like a landing page or a website somewhere, and then by the time people watch your valuable content, then they can go ahead and click on it. Or my actual favorite one is if you have a little bit of money, and this is why I advise that you start your first business part-time while you already have a job, because then you have some cash coming in from your main job. I would urge you to cut costs as much as possible from your personal life expenses, because then you can free up money to take it and you can use it to advertise, and you can run paid ads. And guys, I love paid ads, because with organic content, it's free, and yes, you can make great content, whatever, but it takes time to get really good. It takes time to build a YouTube channel. It takes time to build a following. Obviously, there are strategies and methods in which you can do it faster, but the beauty of advertising is you're basically paying money to take your offer and shove it in people's faces, and you're basically paying for the access to people's attention. And I love that, because I'm very impatient. I may not want to wait a very long time, or I may not, and I'm also a control freak. I do not want to rely on some algorithm that may or may not put my video in front of the right people. I'd rather target the right people myself and go put my advertising in front of them and say, hey, here's an ad, this is the hook, is that you? You should go ahead and click this, because I'm gonna teach you something very cool. And I think advertising is a very, very, very important skill to learn if you want to have leverage and if you want to scale very, very fast. The only downside is it does cost money. I will make later videos on how I would advertise, kind of like an engineer's approach, a hyper efficient approach to advertising and to creating organic content. But if you don't have the money to make ads, like such as Facebook ads, YouTube ads, there's different ads that you could do for different things. But I would start out by just making content. So you can make YouTube content, TikTok, Instagram, and these things are free. They do not cost money. And what I would make is I would make videos that build belief around your offer. So let's say that, I don't know, you're trying to make an offer around how to focus better using nootropics. Then what I would do is I would make a channel, and I would just start making videos reviewing different nootropics or different vitamins or different things that help you focus and show proof that it works. And I would basically make a ton of content that add value, but subconsciously build belief around the offer that, oh, look, this thing helps you focus. So that way when you funnel people into your offer, they already have the belief that it works because they have watched your free content. For example, something I plan on doing this channel, it's a very new channel, is I am gonna make a ton of content on systems, on processes, on engineering, on how inputs and outputs, processes, feedback, type frameworks basically help your business, how to have a systematized business. I'm gonna be making content about this. Why? Because this is what I believe in helps business owners grow. This is my offer, and I want to take that belief and transfer it to other people. So this is what I'm going to make my content about. So anyway, in summary, with marketing, you want to acquire clients. The high leverage way to do it is to either make content or run paid ads. Obviously, you could do cold DMs or cold calls. I don't like cold calls. You can do cold DMs. So, for example, you can find people and message them. And again, your opener can be your offer where you can say, hey, are you a business owner? Or hey, I noticed you're a business owner. I have this thing that solves XYZ problem for you. Are you interested in learning about it? And that's basically like your way of trying to initiate conversation. Now, once you attract people to your ad, organic content, whatnot, the goal is really to get them on a call, a sales call, or really I prefer to call it like a discovery call or a clarity call. Because think about it, the goal is not to sell someone on something and that's it. Obviously, that's the way that you're going to make money. But the goal is to find out if the prospect or the lead or the person incoming is someone who you can solve a problem for. So now let's transition a bit and talk about sales. So now once you have advertised and people find out about your offer, you want to sell them on the thing. So let's say you have a link, your call to action in your ad or in your organic is like book a call, a link in your calendar. And you want to basically get people on a call, such as like on Zoom or on Google Meets, or even like a phone call or FaceTime, whatever medium you prefer to use. I personally like Zoom. A lot of people like Zoom. Google Meets is okay as well. And now you're all of a sudden in a sales call. And if you've never had a sales call before, you should be very, very excited, because I think it is the most fun part of the process. I think the second most fun is building the product and the actual thing that you want to solve. But if you're like me, like I love meeting new people and I love learning about new people and I love figuring out if someone has a problem that I can solve. And there's a lot of nuances about sales. I hate, like, oh my God, 90% of the sales content out there, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's all tactical. It's all shady. It's all say this at this time, use this tone, oh, show up. Like it's all very tactical and I just hate it so much. To me, sales in a nutshell is just about communication. It's about communication, because it's not even about persuasion. It's literally just about communication. It's me communicating and trying to see, do you have a problem? And you communicating back and describing to me what your problem is, me thinking, can I solve this problem? And the moment we exchange questions back and forth and we learn enough about you, the prospect, and about each other, and the moment something in my mind ticks, like this person has a problem I can solve, then I immediately can pitch you with conviction, with confidence, because I can say, dude, you have this problem, I have the solution, let's work together. And this is literally sales in a nutshell. You do not need a script. You don't need any of that crap. You don't need to buy a $7,000 sales program of someone teaching you how to like persuade people to do something they don't want to do. If you picked an offer, this is why offer is king. If you picked an offer that you like, or if you're solving a problem that you're passionate about, you're not going to need to do too much persuasion, because if someone comes in with the problem that you know how to solve, you're immediately going to be happy about wanting to solve it. And you're going to say, dude, I can help you. Let's do it, you know? And guys, in a sales call, do not be afraid to like grab someone by the shoulders. I mean, obviously it's like a virtual sales call, so you can't really grab them by the shoulders. But what I mean is, the moment you see that someone has a problem that needs to be solved, do not be afraid to say, hey, let's do this. Let's work together. I know I can help you. Now, one added thing in sales is urgency. It's a concept of, okay, I may be able to solve a problem for you, but you might say, okay, I don't need to solve this right now. So ideally, your offer should solve a painful problem that is also urgent. For example, in my case, I'm solving the problem of a business owner that is very frustrated because they're not making enough money. They're working too much. They don't know how to scale. They're stuck in fulfillment, and that pain is very urgent. So then on a sales call, it's very easy for me to say, hey, this is clearly causing you a lot of pain right now. We should get started now. And that makes it a lot more likely for the person to buy my thing, because they also want to start immediately. So my favorite way of using urgency is real urgency, not fake urgency. Some sales coaches will teach you like use this and say, oh, this offer runs out in 48 hours. And man, I hate that stuff. Like, the best urgency is when you genuinely believe the prospect or the lead has a problem that, if not solved, is going to cause them more problems down the line. For example, you could have like if you're someone in the fitness or health niche, and your offer is, I help pregnant women lose weight, or I help women lose weight so they can have healthier pregnancies, and you have a prospect or a lead coming in, and it's a woman, and she's very overweight, and and you know that this overweight problem may cause complications in her pregnancy. Like, it becomes your responsibility as a salesman, assuming that your program actually works. Like, it becomes your responsibility to say, hey, no, we have to do this ASAP, because if you don't do this ASAP, like, you're only gonna suffer down the line. And that's pretty much like sales in a nutshell. Is once you have the offer, which is the problem you're solving for the right person, once you run a marketing campaign of some sort, you post organic, you run ads, you message people, then you bring them on the call, and then if they have the problem that you can solve, then you just close them right then and there. Now, once you close someone and they pay you something, or they put a down payment, or they give you full pay or whatnot, now you actually have to fulfill the service or the thing that you promised. So this brings us to step 4, which is fulfillment. How do you actually deliver on the promise? Now, you might say, wait, hold on a second. So you talked to me about offer, marketing, and sales. Before you talk to me about the product, are you saying that you sold something that you have not built before? And this is where, like, a lot of people will disagree. There's an amazing book called The Lean Startup. I forgot the name of the author, but he talks about how he spent 6 months building something that basically nobody wanted. He was like obsessing. I think he wrote like 25,000 lines of code of like this thing. And then by the time he made it very ready and he tried to sell it, nobody wanted it. And then he realized, why did I just do that? So then for his next product, he just put an ad like on Facebook or something, which said, hey, are you interested in this? If so, click here. And he did not have something built at the time. He was just testing to see if the market even wanted what he was trying to solve. So fulfillment, in my opinion, like a very preliminary version of fulfillment should happen before sales, but fulfillment should happen for the very first client, like in an ongoing partnership with sales. And that's why I would recommend you start out with one-on-one coaching for the very first thing that you're selling. Start out one-on-one, because then you don't have to build anything. You just get on a call with someone and you basically teach them something you know, or you work together through solving a problem. So again, let's pick, for example, a niche, let's say relationships, and let's niche down a bit more. Let's say you help, I don't know, girls who have just gotten heartbroken by narcissistic guys, recover and I don't know, move on fast and relive their lives again. Okay, maybe you don't have a course built around that. Maybe you don't have a program built around that. But what you can do is, because you have that expertise, you can sell the person and say, hey, I'm gonna jump with you one-on-one, and we're gonna solve your problems one-on-one. And one-on-one is really my favorite way of coaching, because it is the way you can have very high impact, but it's also the way that you can charge more. So if you're giving one-on-one coaching and the problem you're solving is valuable, you could charge someone $3,000, $3,300, and you just got to close 3 people, and that's your 10K. Versus if you're doing like a course, like a low ticket course, those are like, I don't know, $100 or maybe more. You're gonna need to sell a lot more. With one-on-one, you only really need to close like 1, 2, 3 people, and you're already like making $10,000, which is crazy. Now, once you have worked with enough one-on-one people, again, because I'm assuming you're part-time like me and you're very limited on time and you want to start building leverage, you can basically compile everything that you have learned from your one-on-one clients, and you can maybe move to a group coaching program, or you can maybe have like a very basic course and like 2 weekly group coaching calls, and then that way you buy back your time. So this brings us to step number 5, which is scale. So now we came up with an offer, which is a solution to a problem. We have figured out a marketing plan, how to get people to find out what the offer even is and talk to you in the first place. We figured out how to do sales, which is again just communicating that you can solve a problem for someone. And then fulfillment, which is delivering on the promise and helping the person solve the problem. Now, step 5, which is most important, is how do you actually scale? So, okay, so now you've helped 1, 2, 3, 4 people. How do you help 10? How do you help 100? How do you help 1,000? How do you take a business that just made a couple thousand and scale it to like 10K, 100K? And there's very different strategies for doing that. Ideally, what you try to do is you try to compress fulfillment to be as efficient and automated as possible. For example, if you're doing one-on-one, you limit the number of clients while you're building something on the back end, like a group coaching or courses or something of that nature. And there's really different ways to do it. Like there's different software you could use to track and figure out how to scale things. Scaling is very different from getting started from scratch. The goal of this video is really helping you get started from scratch. and really get to your 10K. However, if you are someone, if you're an entrepreneur, you have an existing business offer, you are someone who's looking to scale your business, I will put my calendar below. So I'm practicing what I'm preaching in here is I gave a ton of value, and I am targeting out a specific avatar, which is an entrepreneur trying to scale their business. And my offer is that I can help you scale your business using systems, processes, while working as few hours as possible. I've done it for countless people. Now, if you're someone who's just starting out, or you're not yet interested in scaling your business and whatnot, then I would urge you to watch more videos like this, and please use the comments below to ask any questions you have or suggest further videos you'd like from me. If there's something that you liked in the video relating to either offer, sales, marketing, or processes or systems, if you'd like to learn a bit more about that, stick around. And again, thank you so much for, if you watched this till the end, I hope this gave you the roadmap, and I hope it gave you a ton of value, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love.